All right. So back to this.
So this was an interesting one because this was in Peru, again, one of our earlier experiments. But this particular farm had been trying to grow cherry trees. They were actually mostly citrus and then vegetables, but they tried to grow cherry trees for like 4 years in a row, and they were never successful. They had a whole team of scientists, and they just could never get the cherry trees off the ground. And we said, okay, let's go in there. And you see where we started on the left here in December 2019. Just 1 month later, we were all like, I think they're about 6 months or a year old seedlings with no foliage. After 1 month, the difference between the untreated and treated was huge. The untreated had just a few leaves and like 1 or 2 branches. Our system already had multiple branches and was already growing very well. And then the one 4 months later from beginning, you see the untreated had about 4 or 5 branches, still very sparse, almost just not really taking off. And our trees had already started developing a canopy. I mean, it was the first time they were able to get a successful cherry crop going.
Synthetically fertilized or organic?
I can't remember. I think this was synthetic. I don't think this was an organic grow. I think they had a very poor soil quality, which is the reason they weren't successful prior to using us. I think they had just a very poor soil, and we were able to help the trees counteract that enough to get them rolling.
So are you still in touch with those cherry growers?
No, actually, we've been trying to get back a hold of them because when we were running our early experiments, we had a sister company called Organica Latam, and they were running all of our South American operations. They were doing a great job at first, and then they just decided they wanted to do something else. There was some kind of upset or something like that, and so they gave up the entire business. And we've been trying to get back in touch with those growers again because they just literally left. It's like, okay, bye. And so we had to go back in and find. They didn't have records of their phone number, who would contact. We had to go back in. And we did contact probably about 10 or 15 of them, but I don't know if that was one of the growers able to reach yet.
Because that would be a really great.
That was disappointing.
Yeah, that would be a really great way to answer that question of whether it affects fruiting or not.
Right.
But it is what it is.